Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in, listening to some new thoughts that I have that I want to pass on about the power of one, the power of singularity. You see, goals are linear. When you set goals, the best way to success is a linear path. You set one goal at a time, achieve it, and go on to the next one. I'm talking about the big goals, not day-to-day stuff or small things. Goals are I guess there's kind of multiple levels, but you should have one main focus in life, not multiple focuses, or foci, or whatever the plural for focus is. You know, when I was a kid, I discovered that if you hold a magnifying glass just right, you could burn ants as they came out of the anthill. I don't do that anymore because I feel bad, although I do hate ants in my backyard. But one thing that I learned as a kid with that is you can't burn anything, paper, ants, whatever it is you're trying to burn, your shoe. You can't burn anything unless you have that ray of light focused as much as possible. If you even just blur it a little bit or soften the focus just a little bit, it completely eliminates its effectivity. It'll get warm. You know, I used to put it in my hand to see how much I could stand it before I had to move, before I got burned. These are the games you play when you're a kid, or some of us anyways. But just moving it a little, you'd feel warmth. It would be warm from the sun. You could feel that, but it wouldn't really burn unless you focus. There was only one spot that would truly work, that would ignite or smolder or turn something black, and that was when the rays of light were completely focused. And it's the same thing in our lives. When we completely focus, that's when we're effective. That's where the sweet spot is for setting goals. So as you're setting your goals, you've got to be linear. You set a goal, you achieve it. You set a new goal, you achieve that. You set a new goal, you achieve that. And that's your main path. Those are your main goals, the big, hairy, audacious goals, as they call them, right? The power of one is a powerful thing because it puts all of your efforts, all of your attention in on one thing. You know, it's said, and I've heard this many times by many different people, that if you try and become something for everyone, you become nothing to anyone. Now, I work in marketing, so in marketing, I can tell you that this is true. We teach this to our clients all the time. Pick a market. You have to focus in on a market. Who is your market? Who's your target audience? Who are you speaking to? And the worst answer is, well, everyone. Well, you can't speak to everyone. If you try and speak to everyone, you will speak to no one. That's true. So same thing with our goals. If you try and do everything, you're going to do nothing. And I've experienced that in my life. Years and years where I'm trying to do too much and I'm spread too thin and I'm the jack of all trades and the king of nothing, right? Heard that? So remember this as you're setting your goal is to pick something. Now the 3x5 goal setting system, I'm just going to put a little plug in because it forces you to do just that. What is one thing you're focusing on right now in your life? One main goal. What is it? Okay? What is something you're going to do in the next 30 days to get you closer to that one main goal? Notice I didn't say what are all the things that you're going to be doing or how many things can you possibly cram in. Now, supporting activities to get you to your goal, you can have more than one. But you can have like a to-do list. You don't have a to-do list of one. Today I'm going to do one thing. Well, you do one thing by 9 o'clock. And then what are you going to do the rest of your day? So your goal is one. But your activities to get to your goal can be varied, and especially your daily to-do list. I have 5 things on the back of the card, on the 3x5 cards. You've got your one main thing, what are you going to do today, and your supporting activities to get you there. And then on the back of the card are the things that you're going to do today to get you toward your weekly activity. So it's all broken down very systematically. But the thing that I like about this system is not only that does it force you up that funnel to think linearly, right? You've got all the activities down at the bottom, which is multiple. A lot of things going on. You've got things you're doing today, things you're doing this week, things you're doing this month. But higher up the ladder, the bigger the goal, the further out it is, the more singular it becomes. So if it's something I'm working on this month, it might be 2 or 3 things, a couple of things. Usually it's one thing that I want to do this month to get me toward my main goal. Now my main goal is something that's 6 months away or better. 6 months to a year away. Okay? Your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your vision of what you want to be, that's down the road. Put that in a journal and refer to it periodically if you want. But that's not something you need to be focused on day in and day out. Your one main goal is. So that's why you carry your one main goal around with you where you go. So the funnel goes upward, kind of like a pyramid. So the further out you are until you get to your one main goal, the fewer activities you're going to be spending working on it. So weekly, you might have 3 or 4 things that you're going to do this week, or 2 or 3 things you're going to do this week. Daily, I cap it at 5. There are 5 things that are the most important. Now, does that mean that, well, let's see, I got dressed, I brushed my teeth, I fed the dog, I worked out, and I had breakfast. Well, gosh, by 9 o'clock, I've already done 5 things. So what am I going to do the rest of my day? No, it's not like that. I don't mean 5 mundane, regular things. I mean 5 things that specifically will get you toward your weekly goal or the activity. Sorry about that. I got cut off again. Someone tried to call me. But anyways, the activities that you do on a daily basis, 5 of them I cap, those need to be legitimate activities that move you towards your goal for the week, or your one or two main activities for the week. Okay? So they've got to be real things, like something significant, something of substance, I should say, but things that you can do in a day. So 5 things. Maybe one is write a blog post. Okay, so that's not a quick and easy thing. It might take an hour or 45 minutes to write a good one. It might take a couple of hours to really research and dive in. Okay, that's a good thing for it might be read a chapter in a book. It might be, to take some training, or it might be, make 10 sales calls, or it might be, balance my books, or whatever. They're not your regular mundane things that you do without thinking. Okay, so you wake up, you've got your routine: exercise, eat breakfast, meditate. Don't put those on your daily to-do list. Those are things you're going to do anyways. You don't have to write it on your to-do list because they've become a habit, a routine. It's separate. Okay, these are things that are getting you forward closer to your goal, whatever your goal is. So in your life plan, when you sit down and you lay out a foundation for your life, you've got the one main goal that you're focusing on. You break it down into smaller increments and break each of those into smaller increments. So you've got 3 levels deep of all the different ways you're going to get to that one main goal. And then every month and every week, you just write those in. So the answers are already done for you. You just have to go through this exercise once. But the ultimate focus is to get you to that one main goal. And you notice the word focus. It's just like that magnifying glass, right? Focus. Follow one course until success. F-O-C, focus. F-O-C-U-S. Follow one course until success. It doesn't say follow 2 courses of success. You couldn't even spell focus if that was the case, right? It'd be focus, right? It'd be focus, which doesn't mean anything, right? Who knows what that is? And follow 3 courses for success would be the same thing. And we could keep going, but none of them work. Follow one course. Focus. Now it works. It's a word. So it was formed that way on purpose because it's a perfect acronym. You've got to follow one course until success. Now, some people brag about multitasking. Let's talk about that because that's the biggest offender of all. Everybody thinks they can do multiple things at the same time, and they brag as if it were this cool thing that they're able to do. You know what I think? I think it's the same as bragging about gossip. Yeah, I'm such a good gossip, man. There was all this gossip being spread around the school. I'm the best. Out of all the gossipers, you pass it on to me, guaranteed it's going to get out to everybody because I am the best gossiper in the school. I mean, if somebody said that to you, you'd be like, what kind of face would you give them, right? What kind of facial expression would be your reaction if somebody said that? You'd be like, what? What are you even talking about, right? That's how you should react when someone tells you, I'm a great multitasker. Because multitasking is the same thing. All you're doing is watering down your focus. All you're doing is backing off the magnifying glass so that it's warm. It's not going to burn. There ain't no burn without a focus. You've got to focus. So multitasking doesn't work. I don't care how many people say it does or how proud they are, as if they wear it around as a badge of honor on their chest. You got to start looking at them like they're from outer space or something, because people got to realize multitasking, it's not something to brag about. It's a bad thing, okay? Don't try and multitask. Work on one thing. When you sit down at your computer station and you're focusing on a blog, for example, or you're focused on, put everything else aside. Turn off your phone. Turn it upside down. Turn off social media. Close the door. Turn off the whatever distractions, whatever keeps you from doing that one job. You'll get more done in 20 minutes of focus than you will an hour of distraction. It's amazing how much time is lost from multitasking. So focus, focus, focus. That's the key. Singular, linear. Our goals need to be all aligned in a row. Our activities to get to our goals, those are varied. Those are the bottom of the pyramid, and it gets bigger as you go further or closer, day-to-day stuff. But the one main goal everyone should have, 6 to 12 months out, that is one. That's got to be one. You pick one and you focus on it. And it might not be the right goal. And if you find a month into it it's the wrong goal, that's okay. Jump ship. Fix it. Cut the cords, cut your losses, switch over as fast as you can, pick a new goal and focus in and do that. Okay? That's better than saying, well, I can't decide, so I'm going to do 5 things at once and see what happens. Well, you're just going to keep floundering if you do that. I know. Trust me. I've done it. And I can tell you what not to do out of personal experience. And that is what not to do. So pick something, focus in, jump into it, get into it, immerse yourself. Focus that magnifying glass until there's a burn. If it doesn't work out, then pick something else and repeat. That is how successful people are successful. Become successful. They pick something, they work hard, and they bust it out, and then they become successful, and then they either sell it off or they expand and say, great, now let's do it again with this product or this service or this type of company or this, and they do it, then they do it again. They focus on one thing at a time, and you should too.